Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've just wrapped up the Singapore Grand Prix, and with only a few rounds left in the 2025 Formula 1 season, the title race is officially on. The top three drivers, Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen, are separated by just over 60 points, and the championship could swing either way, depending on what happens in the next few races. Let's break down the math, the form, and what each driver needs to do to become world champion. Let's start with Oscar Piastri, the current championship leader on 336 points. Piastri has had a phenomenal season. He's been consistent, quick, and handled the pressure better than anyone expected in just his third F1 campaign. Here's the situation. If Piastri finishes on the podium in every remaining race, he wins the title no matter what anyone else does. He has the margin, about 22 points over teammate Norris and 63 over Verstappen, to control his destiny. The key for him is avoiding DNFs. One bad weekend could erase that entire gap. He doesn't necessarily need to win every race. Consistent second and third place finishes are enough. But if Norris wins the next race, that gap could shrink fast. So for Piastri, it's about risk management. Don't crash, stay out of midfield chaos, and make sure you're always finishing in the top three. If he can do that, he's on track to become the youngest Australian world champion in F1 history. Next up, Lando Norris. 314 points, just 22 behind. Norris has been the faster McLaren on several weekends, but he's lost points to Piastri because of strategy calls and a few costly mistakes, like in Baku and Hungary earlier this year. To win the championship, Norris needs at least 2 race wins in the final few rounds, and he needs Piastri to finish behind him consistently. Ideally outside the podium once or twice. He's not out of it by any means. If he wins the next race, and Piastri finishes third or lower, the gap drops to under 15 points. That sets up a proper head-to-head battle going into the final stretch. But here's where it gets interesting. McLaren have to manage their internal rivalry carefully. Any team orders or contact between the two could hand the title straight to Verstappen. So Norris's path to the title depends on staying calm under pressure and picking his battles. For Lando, the key phrase is go for wins, not walls. He has the speed. Now he just needs the execution. And finally, Max Verstappen, 273 points, 63 behind the leader. On paper, it looks like a long shot, but mathematically, he's still very much in it. Verstappen's Red Bull has been inconsistent this season, especially in high downforce tracks like Monaco and Singapore, but he's been on the podium in most of the last few races. To win the title, Verstappen basically needs to win at least 3 of the remaining races and hope the McLaren start taking points off each other. If Piastri and Norris start splitting podiums, that's where Max can sneak back into play. He doesn't need them to DNF, just to finish lower than him repeatedly. And don't forget, Verstappen has the experience advantage. He's been through title deciders before. If things get tense between the McLaren teammates, Max will be the one waiting to pounce. So while the math isn't in his favor right now, if he wins the next 2 rounds, this championship fight could go right down to the wire. So let's summarize the scenarios. Piastri wins if he stays on the podium consistently. He controls his destiny. Norris wins if he beats Piastri in at least 2 of the final races and converts his pace into wins. Verstappen needs multiple wins and McLaren mistakes to bring him back into contention. Looking ahead, the next few circuits, Austin, Mexico, and Abu Dhabi, all play differently for these 3. Austin should favor McLaren's aerodynamic package. Mexico's altitude could help Red Bull's straight-line efficiency, and Abu Dhabi, the finale, might come down to tire wear and strategy, something both McLaren drivers have struggled with under pressure. So who's your pick to win the 2025 Drivers' Championship? Is Piastri about to make history? Can Lando pull off a comeback? Or will Verstappen shock everyone with a late-season surge? Drop your predictions in the comments. I'll pin the most accurate one after the next race. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. The final rounds are going to be insane.